Ba-dum-ba-dum-bum-ba-dum. World of Matchups is back for Week 11 in the National Football League. You are watching the most influential progressive handicapping podcast to hit the airwaves in some time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. My name is Dexter Reid, coming to you live and direct from Las Vegas, Nevada, home of the handicap. My partner, producer, and co-founder of World of Matchups on the other side of the glass. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in the one, the only, Spencer the Wiz. Good morning, Spencer. How are you today?
I'm good. I have a terrible feeling about this Raiders game, so I'm a little uneasy, but we'll see.
Should have a
We'll talk
terrible,
about that
should have a
later.
terrible feeling about every Raiders game, but that's neither here nor
this
there.
this time in a winning sense. This time in a winning sense is what I have a bad feeling about. But
Yeah. So before we get started, last week we bounced back a little bit. 8-5 on my end, 7-6 on your end. For the season, I am 10 games over, 74-64. You are 70. You are 65-73. Excuse me, respectively against the spread. Let's see if we can make you guys some money. Set it off.
all right, we have a line that would seem so strange if I told you this in the beginning of the season, but it's just the way that things are at this current state. It's the Washington Commanders are going to Miami. The Dolphins are -2.5. Oh, this is a 6:30 game.
Where is this game? This is like in Afghanistan or
Santiago
something.
Bernabeu Stadium. I don't know how to say it.
This is in like Switzerland or something.
This is so garbage.
So sick of this stuff.
I'm going to take the Washington Commanders. Miami's not in their home stadium, which is where the only place in the world. I can say the world now the way the NFL goes. The only place in the world that the Miami Dolphins seem to play well. It's not that I'm excited about it, but we've seen Marcus Mariota get a win with this team. They beat the Raiders. He lost to the Chiefs, obviously, who are just a much better team. Miami's not good. I mean, I know they had that win last week. I contribute some of that to weird division nonsense that happens all the time in the NFL. I think Tua is due for just a garbage game for absolutely no reason. It just seems to be the way that he operates. It's like one of those 3 interception games after playing really well. We just haven't seen him really string together wins in a long time. This team is such a mess. They're doing everything wrong. The Miami Dolphins, in my opinion, it's going to be one of those teams that just win just enough not to get the next good player for their team and to move on. They'll end up with 5 wins, and that's a death sentence for an NFL team. I really, truly believe that. And I know Jane Daniels is that, like I already talked about, but I don't know. I just think that Miami's due for a stinker. And when I say Miami, what I really mean is quarterback Tua Tagovailoa.
Hard to argue. I can't now jump off the Miami bandwagon after I took them last week plus 9.5 versus the Bills, and I told everybody something was up with that, and they won the game outright. I mean, who are the Washington Commanders, bro? You want to talk about a team that's a mess? I mean, if the Dolphins are a mess, they're a dumpster fire. All right, they're just injured everywhere. They haven't had their field general for most of the season due to injury. You want to talk about the sophomore slump hitting somebody? It bit Jaden Daniels right in the keister. I mean, Debo's old, fat, slow. Little Bill is to me nothing more than a practice squad player. I mean, this is a team that's had one solid win all year, and that was when they played the Chargers and they were healthy. I just don't see it. Is Terry McLaurin even alive? I mean, you want to talk about somebody that got paid and mailed it in. I mean, he's always hurt too. I mean, there's just nothing about this team that does it for me. I don't know. I mean, Zach Ertz is like your number one offensive threat. The guy is 400 years old. I mean, what is this team doing? Like, I just don't understand. Now you're flying across the world to a neutral field versus another bad team. But that other bad team just beat what a lot of people think is a Super Bowl contender. I mean, they didn't just win the game. They beat the brakes off the Bills, bro. If you watched any of the game, that game was never in question. I mean, yeah, the Bills made mistakes, but the Dolphins capitalized. And I like the Dolphins here minus the 2.5 for one simple reason, and one simple reason totally is Devon Achane. They can run the ball. I mean, it's 174 yards on the ground last week. I mean, I don't know what everyone else is watching, and I don't know what the Chiefs were watching either. But like, if you want to beat the Bills, run the ball. Okay, run the ball. Bijan Robinson, Devon Arshon. Anytime they lose games, it's because the other
Yeah.
team ran the ball at them. When New England played, they ran up. Just run the ball, dude. They cannot stop the run. If you pin back and just throw the ball 50 times, and they're building, especially, they're gonna play hard and they're gonna beat you. But if you can run the ball, man, you can win. And I see something similar happening here. There's just nothing about the Commanders that I can hang my hat on at all. I mean, Marcus Mariota is nothing but a journeyman quarterback. He's been on 10 teams in the last 10 seasons. I mean, there's just nothing there. And now, is Tua due for a bad game? Sure. Tua can, get CTE any week. He could fall into the abyss at any time. But Jalen Waddle is more than serviceable. I think he's actually a very good wide receiver. He'd be a WR1 on most teams. And you've got Devon Achane. They could score points, man. I'm going to take the Dolphins here. I'm not going to take them with a ton of confidence. I'm only taking them because the Washington Commanders are worse than they are, in my mind, simply because they just injured and they just haven't been able to put it together all year. And let this be a lesson to you guys out there. Just because your team has a really, really good year and is one win away from the Super Bowl doesn't mean you could just add a whole bunch of ancillary pieces the next year and expect them to go back. The NFL changes not only from year to year, the NFL changes from week to week, and in some cases from hour to hour, depending on where these games are played, weather, injuries. You really got to stay on top of this if you expect to make any real money handicapping. So that's my little diatribe about it, but I don't love this game. I'm definitely not waking up at 6:30 to watch it, and whatever happens, happens. But Miami minus 2.5 is the play on my end, especially after they shined me up last week.
Yeah. Let's go to man, I'm not even going to call it a surprise game, but it's the LA Chargers are going to Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence stinks, man. I mean,
Bro,
we've said this all year.
I'm gonna keep saying it. The guy's a bum.
He
It's horrible.
stinks.
Oh, it's terrible.
Jaguars, another horribly run franchise. Should have never extended him. Just here's the thing. Just because you drafted someone high, there is no law that says you have to be ultra committed to him until the end of his career. Sometimes it just doesn't work. You know what I mean? I'm not saying they should have cut him, but you couldn't send a franchise tag his way. Is anyone clamoring to take Trevor Lawrence off your hands? I don't think so. I don't think. I think the worst thing they could have ever done is give that guy a huge extension.
The worst.
He's good. He's good now, and it didn't matter what he does. And that's not a position they should have been in. What a terrible, terrible game by the Jaguars last week. Why the Chargers are only minus 2.5 scares me a little bit. And I know they've been revitalized a little bit, I guess, with Jacoby Myers. It's not like he's going to hurt them. And I know Quentin Johnson is questionable, but he was a full participant in practice. It's crazy to say that he, in my opinion, is a needle mover. But I think he is. I just think things are falling apart for the Jacksonville Jaguars. You trade up a bazillion picks to get Travis Hunter, and he's out for the season. The one thing that we all kind of said, you can't play two positions in football because you get hit with a truck every single play, essentially. It came true, okay? This guy is extremely talented, no doubt about it, but he's also like a human being. And human beings just cannot, in the NFL, take that kind of punishment on both sides of the ball, plain and simple. I think they're going to have to figure something out with him if they really get good use out of his career. And I think it's going to come out of the receiver position. In any case, I think the Chargers are a much better team. This is my best bet. I'm going to be going against the Jacksonville Jaguars a lot at the end of the season. And I know the week before they had a pretty good win. I'm not buying it, man. I don't think I think they're not good. I think they're not good, period. And I think it's because of Trevor Lawrence. I think they'd be a much better team without him. And if they kept Mac Jones, I'd have a completely different opinion about this game. Completely different. That because Brian Thomas will be balling too. He can't get him the ball.
Yep.
Their best weapon on the best weapon on their team, they cannot find a way to put the ball in his hands. That's crazy. I think that's all you need to know about the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Mm-hmm. Up until this year, and Spencer will tell you, for those of you guys who are new to the podcast, I was willing to give Trevor Lawrence a pass. You know what I mean? The Urban Meyer situation, he didn't really have solid coaching, new to the NFL. It's not like I didn't watch the guy at Clemson. He was a stud. I just didn't understand like why it wasn't translating over to the NFL. They gave him the Peyton Manning treatment. They threw him right out there. Yeah, they didn't really surround him with great weapons, but they gave him enough. And over the, course of a couple of years now, I've just come to realize that Trevor Lawrence is not good, man. You know what I mean? Like, there's a couple things that I will never back off of on this podcast. One, Lamar's not a winner. Two, Trevor Lawrence is not a good quarterback. I have not in my life seen a quarterback get so hyped up coming out of college to just fall flat in my life. Let's take away his legs for a minute. Let's say Trevor Lawrence doesn't run. Let's say he's a Matthew Stafford pocket passer. He is probably one of the bottom 3 quarterbacks in the NFL if that's the case. I've never seen a guy surrounded by so much talent not be able to get guys the ball. I can already tell you his stat line in this game. It's going to be like 14 for 26, maybe 200 yards, maybe an intercept, maybe a touchdown and 2 picks. 4 runs for 13 yards and 4 sacks. That's going to be his line. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm going to come back to this next week. I'll die laughing if it's anything close because the guy is just not good. You want to talk about somebody that has absolutely ruined Brian Thomas. He's ruined the guy. If Mac Jones, I'm going to go on. I am going to say it flat. Mac Jones is a better quarterback than Trevor Lawrence. Period. And you can't talk me off this. You just can't. I watched this guy throw. He's got no touch on the ball. Everything is a hospital ball. His receivers have to be just so besides themselves. It's crazy. And so if the run game is not working, what's this team going to do, man? Chargers are in one of the toughest divisions in all of football. Started out hot, got injured, kind of lukewarm right now, but still very good. Decent defense. I would even stretch to say it's better than decent. And they got a hungry quarterback that is, trying to get these monkeys off his back when it comes time for the playoffs because they're going to make the playoffs. The division's still within reach for them too, even though I don't think they're going to win it. And the deal breaker here for me is with why I'm taking them minus the 2.5 is his very first playoff game was in Jacksonville. And it was an unmitigated disaster for Justin Herbert. They were up by 4 touchdowns. And he just turned into Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey circus. And they ended up losing the game. And I was just like, wow, that was really alarming to see them be up by so much and still lose. But they did. And now he's returning to the scene of the crime, I believe, for the first time since then. So he's going to be galvanized to go back down there and to get this game. Travis Hunter on IR. I think Brenton Strange's window for practicing has been open, but I'm not sure if he's coming off. Who are their weapons, man? Parker Washington, Jacoby Myers. I don't believe in these guys at all. They're not needle movers, man. They're not chain movers. I think that the Chargers are going to stack the box against Etienne, and they're going to dare Trevor Lawrence to do anything, which I don't think he can. The guy looks like he should be a surfer. Go surf, dude. Go surf, Trevor Lawrence. This game is not for you. And so I really like the Chargers here. I think Kamani Vidal has a big day on the ground. I think they mix it up just enough. The tight ends get involved. And I think that the Chargers win this game going away, man. As much as I want to see Denver lose and LA lose and the Raiders lose, dude, 2 out of these 3 teams are going to keep winning, man, because they play softer competition. And they're just tired of the Chiefs dominating the AFC West, man. Now is their time. They've put the coaching in place. They've put the pieces in place. And I tell you what, man. I said it last week, and I'm going to double down on it again. The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to end up this season a 500 football team. No better. Take the Chargers with confidence.
All right, let's make our way over to, I think, the weirdest game of the week. It's the Packers-Giants. The Giants are at home, but the Packers are obviously minus 6.5 in this game. So many factors to digest here.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson Dart is out with a concussion. You fire a head coach. So it's I'm not touching this game on a betting ticket, that's for sure. But I don't know. I don't know which way you kind of approach this. Jameis Winston is a hilarious player. He's gonna have 350 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions in this game. Like I think there's a real chance of that. Like it's just that's what you're gonna get out of Jameis. I've bet against the Packers all year, and it's been good for me because they just get all these favorable lines, and they haven't proven anything. The only thing that scares me, because I want to take for some reason, my finger has been directly on the pulse for the Giants for most of the season outside of that Eagles game. And then I was right the second time around. And then I've picked them at the right spots. I don't know why. Of all teams, like I have my best record, I think, with them. Jameis Winston just really scares me. I think that's the thing that worries me the most in this matchup. Because he's just such a curveball. And it feels like the Green Bay Packers are due for a big victory. Because they can do it. And they need a bounce back. But the coach firing juice is such a real thing. The game after your coach gets fired, you just get... I don't know why. I guess it's because they just want to play hard for the guy. It makes them feel something. Oh, brother. You know what? I hate to do this, but I'm going to take the Giants plus 6.5 at home. I don't love it. I don't feel confident in it. I'm just going to put, this is a home team who fired their coach with Jameis Winston, who can toss the ball. He's going to throw some touchdowns in this game. I think they can get another backdoor cover like they did last week. I had just the hook that saved me. And they've played close in a lot of these games. They just completely melt down in the fourth quarter. Like when you're watching the red zone, you're like, oh, wow, yeah, Giants are going to get a win this week. And then you look up and you're like, whoa, they're down by 4. They were just up by 10. It's crazy how it works like that. And I know the Packers are a much better football team, but I don't know. I'm just going to throw my hat in the ring and say that the Giants, for some reason, keep this game close with their interim head coach.
I think the Giants can win the game. I mean, you guys can laugh at me all you want, man. I think the Giants can win the game. There has been nothing about the Green Bay Packers this year that's got me feeling like they're going to go deep in the playoffs and get to a Super Bowl and potentially win a Super Bowl. They've looked
the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, they've looked good. They've looked okay, but they've also looked pretty bad at times.
Mostly bad, I would say.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the defense is not as good as it used to be. It's just not that good, man. I mean, they gave up 48 in Dallas.
They lost. Is the problem.
Yeah, they lost to Cleveland. Their offense sputters a lot. I mean, the Eagles, you saw what they just did to them. I mean, it was a good defensive battle, but that's a game in their building that they used to win versus anyone, and they lost that game, and I felt confident taking the Eagles in that game as well, which tells you everything you need to know. Like I said before, the NFL is different from year to year, and last year's Packers ain't this year's Packers. Take Tucker Kraft. It's a completely different ball game with Tucker Kraft off this team. And I don't care what you say about Jameis, man. Jameis is a live arm. He's a gamer. And I think that this helps the Giants, honestly. Their wide receivers are going to be able to get the ball now. And so Tyrone Tracy, Devin Singletary will do just enough. Again, it's not like the Packer defense scares me, man. And here's the deal, man. The Giants are going to be a lot better here pretty soon when they get their young guys back. And I'm not a big fan of getting Dable fired. It's like he was leading the NFL to be the first coach fired, and then he realized he had Scatabo and Dart and played them, and then they saved his job. And then he let Dart, get concussed probably like 4 to 6 times. And it cost him his job. I mean, you can't play with a player's health. You're running the guy like a running back. They need a pocket passer back there. I mean, I know Darius Slayton's out, but he's no world beater. Theo Johnson, Wan'Dale Robinson, these guys are going to see enough of the ball to do something. And I think a backdoor cover is in play for sure. It was in play last week, and look what happened. But I think they could potentially win the game because I've seen the Packers lose these games. I mean, the strength of the Giants is their D line. You take Josh Jacobs out of that Packer rotation, man, they're not the same team. If you ask Jordan Love to drop back and throw the ball 40 times, they're not winning the game. And so I'm going to take the Giants plus 6.5 on a gut feeling, too. I've seen these type of games before, man. Don't get gassed because you just see Packers. Understand which Packers you're getting. And they're a good team, but they are not a great team. And their defense is not good. I could easily see the Giants stealing one at home. Take the Giants plus 6.5. Not with a ton of confidence, but they'll be all right.
Take Theo Johnson's over everything. I believe that.
I like Theo Johnson in this game a lot.
You know, Jameis, he's going to chuck the ball. So let's go over to the Houston Texans. They are playing the Titans. The Texans are minus 5.5. Another kind of gross game, I guess. The Texans had quite a crazy game last week, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's enough, man. I think the Texans have silently been playing decent football recently. I think most importantly, defensively, that I don't know, last week wasn't, I guess, the greatest defensive showcase, but
they played with heart last week, man. That fourth quarter by Davis Mills, I don't know if you saw any of it.
Yeah.
They played with heart, man. Texas
you have to win that game. Oh, my gosh.
That was a tough, hard-fought game that they won at the end, man. Their defense played great.
I'm going to take the Texans minus 5.5. I mean, I know division games are funky. It was last week, obviously, but I think that's a big confidence builder for the team. They're one game away from 500 too. I think that's a big factor in this. They know their season's not over, and they know that CJ Stroud's going to be back at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I think Davis Mills is going to be just confident enough. He did what I thought he would. Now, it took him until the last second. And most of his action happened in the fourth quarter, but the Davis Mills stuff that I thought I was going to see, it ended up happening one way or the other. Okay, it wasn't great for most of the game, and then it was. So I think it's going to be just enough, man. Another game, another week of practice for Davis Mills as the starter. I think that matters a lot, and I just think the Texans are just a much better team. I mean, the Titans they're just waiting until next year, They're just a team that, even more so than the Saints, right? The Saints obviously they won last week, and they have a different mentality. The Titans' mentality is we don't know who our head coach is going to be. We're just waiting until the last game of the season to start the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the entire outlook of the team, and that's so depressing. And I don't think the Texans are like that at all.
Nope.
So I like the Texans here.
I like the Texans too, man. I can't understand why anybody in their right mind would bet the Titans outside of the fact that it's a division game.
Yeah.
The Titans are already looking at 2026. I mean, there's just nothing there. The offense is a joke. They have really no needle movers at all. They don't get a special teams touchdown, punt return, kick return, block punt, safety. Like, how does this team score? Penalty yards. Like, they're just not good, man. Conversely, that was a huge win for the Texans. Davis Mills showed up when his team needed him to. And I think he's doing more than just keeping the position warm for C.J. Stroud. He went and won the game. And their defense played really good in the fourth quarter. And I like what they're doing now, moving away from Chubb and moving more towards Marks. Guys, Woody Marks is a baller. I don't know how much we have to call for him. We've been calling for Travion Henderson for so long. They finally give him the ball because Ramondre Stevenson is hurt, and look what happened. You have to give the better player a chance to play. I don't care if he's a rookie. He's the better player. Woody Marks is a very capable runner with soft hands that catches everything thrown his way. If they give him the lion's share of the carries, they're going to win this game going away. Nico Collins is still there. Dalton Schultz is still there. They got the ancillary pieces, but they got the defense. They got the defense, man. I think the better play in this game is the under because both these defenses are decent. But if a team like the Texans that is closing in on trying to backdoor their way into the playoffs. Can't beat the lowly Titans by 6 points. They don't deserve to make the playoffs. They don't. And coming off a humongous win like that in your building should galvanize you and should translate to next week. It really should, man. I mean, Cam Ward has just got no help whatsoever. This should be a resounding Texans W, and I will be surprised if it's not. Take them minus 5.5 with confidence.
Let's go to the grossest game of the week because I'm so sick from last week. It's the Carolina Panthers. They're visiting the Atlanta Falcons.
Worst loss of the week.
Dude, what are the Carolina Panthers? What are they? What is this team? That's a layup, dude. I mean, it's quite literally a blown layup by the Carolina Panthers. They're like one of those teams that's just one step forward and then 2 steps back. I don't even really know what to say. And then you have the Falcons. It's just a wild card. I don't know if they flip a coin before every game to decide how they're going to play. Shouldn't have lost to the Colts last week. They found a way to do that. So now there are 2 losses in a row by 1 score, and New England was 1 point. Boy, this game sucks, honestly. These are just 2 teams that desperately want to lose every week. I mean, isn't that really what it comes down to? Like 2 teams that are just like, I'm going to find a way to lose. But I think this is where the Falcons get their lick back. You would think that locker room has got to just be losing their minds. Like losing their minds from just 2 horrible losses in a row. Not from like bad teams necessarily, but 2 games that they should have won against good teams. That should have been 2 quality wins for them. And they got destroyed by Carolina the last time that they played. I think that kind of stuff matters, man. We saw it with the Eagles and Giants. Eagles got punched in the mouth by the Giants, and then the Eagles came back and absolutely went crazy. Now, I don't think the Atlanta Falcons have the ability to go crazy, but I think they have the ability to win big here. And I don't know, man. I never know what to say about Bryce Young. I don't know how this guy decides how he's going to play every week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's some sort of ritual. He throws a dart at a board with his eyes closed. One says, I'm going to play well. The other one says, I'm going to be terrible. I don't know. I feel like that's probably a better guess than anything else. I'll say that, and you'll have a 3-touchdown game. Really, I mean, it just feels that way. But I'm going to take the Falcons, man. It's so hard to beat when you're when you're 2 mid-ass teams and you play each other twice. It's hard not to split, man. It's just hard not to split, and so I like the Falcons in this one.
I love the Falcons as well. I keep telling you guys, man, they're covering. They're not winning, but they're covering because they have too much firepower, man. They could score. You know what I mean? Like Drake London is a beast. Bijan Robinson is a beast. I mean, they have great players on offense. Their defense is a little sus, but they got good players. And so in the Dome, this is going to be a resounding Falcon win. I think they destroy Carolina here. I mean, last time they played Carolina, they lost 30-0. You don't think they remember that, man? That bulletin board material's been up for weeks. They're going to roll this team. Now, you got to slow down Rico Dowdle. But once you do that, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Send everyone at Bryce Young. That's what I'm doing. I'm stacking the box, and I'm sending everybody at him. And I'm going to force him to throw the ball up. To me, Tetsuroa McMillan has not lived up to the hype. And who else do they have? I mean, it's amazing to me that this team's got 5 wins. Or 4 wins or whatever they have. I think Atlanta's clearly better. They just have not played better. But I think this week it happens. The Dome's going to rock. It always does. And I mean, J.C. Horn on Drake London, that's going to be must-see TV. But this could be like a sneaky Kyle Pitts game because the middle of the field he'll own. You just got to get him the ball. Michael Penix has to play better, man. That's really what it boils down to. You know, you got all these amazing players, and you're not winning.
There's nothing else they can do.
When that happens, guys are going to look at the quarterback. Michael Penix must play better. And if he does, they're going to cover this number. It's not a high number. Hook kind of worries me, but you should be able to beat a beat-up team like this that lost to the Saints at home by a touchdown in your building. There'd be no excuse to not do that. And so I'm taking the Falcons with confidence here to do so. And I'm actually going to go ahead and make them my best bet. I've taken them 2 weeks in a row, and they've covered for me back-to-back times. I'm going to light the lamp on the best bet, and my best bets have been hitting. I'm going to take a shot here with them. I just see that dome being crazy tomorrow, and I see that Dirty Bird Black running into the end zone quite a bit. Take the Falcons and feel good about it.
There's one morning game that I kind of slipped by here. It's the Chicago Bears. They're visiting Minnesota to play the Vikings. The Vikings are -2.5. This is a tough game. This is tough. There's I think there's a few tough matchups this week. I think there's a couple of games that I missed, actually. I just flew right past them. Vikings played a valiant game against the Ravens, maybe. That's the way to put it. I'm pretty high in the Ravens right now, so
Ravens are going to make the playoffs.
I think that I just think the Vikings played them at the wrong time, really. I don't think the Vikings are a great team, but I just don't think anybody's beating the Ravens right now. Honestly, I as stupid as that is to say, I think they're in total desperation mode. I don't like the Bears that much, man. I think they've gotten lucky a lot of times this season. I don't think they're not a horrible team by any stretch of the imagination, and it's not even like I love the Vikings, but I think they play a little bit better at home. They're definitely playing better with J.J. McCarthy than they did with Carson Wentz, without a doubt. I just feel like the Bears are due for a letdown, man. I think the ball has bounced their way so many times in a row. I think this is a time where it just doesn't. And Vikings play better defensively at home. This is a must-win game for the Minnesota Vikings too. Their season is all but over at 4-6 if they lose this. 5-5 if you win. Aaron Jones is back for them. I think that's a much bigger deal than anyone has kind of put out there, at least from the receiving end of things. It's not that I feel confident about this. It's just, I don't know, man. The Bears don't excite me that much. And I think the Vikings can put up a really good game. I think they're due for one. I think it's been a couple weeks since we've seen that kind of signature Vikings win. And I think J.J. McCarthy can do just enough. There's nothing about the Chicago Bears defense that scares me when it comes to J.J. McCarthy personally. So I'm going to take the Vikings.
Excuse me. Your boy is sick over here, yo. Really bad. And I'm still up early to do this for y'all. I don't want to ever hear anybody question my commitment to this. I'm taking the Bears. They've won 2 one-point games this year, and they've been in a lot of games that I think they have no business being in. And sometimes it just happens like that. I don't personally think the Vikings are very good, as I alluded to last week. They're just not good. I mean, the Vikings are supposed to be good, but they're not good. They have everything to be good, but they're not good. Why? Because they don't have a quarterback. They have a quarterback. You've got a rookie quarterback running this offense that's had 4 good quarters of football in 11 weeks. Can't get behind it, man. I'm sorry. Somehow, some way, they might win the game, but they ain't going to cover 2.5. I don't know. Bears just find a way into these games, man. I don't know what it is. They just do. Caleb's played really well this year. Ben Johnson has made a difference. There's no question about it. Rome Odunze. I don't know if DJ Moore's alive, but I mean, they got decent running backs. Bears aren't bad, man. They can score. They threw up 47 versus Cincinnati. Now, everyone throws up 50 points on that horrendous defense. But they still went and did it. On the road. Nice signature win at home versus Dallas. I mean, Minnesota's just so vanilla to me, man. This is a wasted Jets year. Jay Jettas, this is a wasted year for him. They don't give Hawkinson the ball at all.
Never.
It's a disgrace. With the offensive mind that Kevin O'Connell is, How does TJ Hawkinson not get the ball 7-8 times a game? It's an absolute mismatch all over the field, and he never sees the ball. Why? Because they can't get him the ball because they have no quarterback. I don't care where you're playing. If you can't get your players the ball, you cannot win the game. So I'm taking Chicago on a gut feeling. This is my gut feeling of the week. Guys, I think Chicago could potentially even win the game. Guys, teams go to Minnesota and win all the time. Minnesota is not that good. And you would think that they were that good because they have great defensive coordinator, great offensive coordinator, great players. Guys, if you don't have a quarterback, you cannot win. And I'm not sold on J.J. McCarthy at all. At all. It's just that simple. I like Caleb right now way more than I like J.J. McCarthy. And they can run the ball in Chicago. I see a J.J. McCarthy interception guaranteed. Write it down. Dude, he's having his growing pains, guys. For all intents and purposes, this is like preseason game number 4 for J.J. McCarthy. You gotta realize the guy's been off injured all the time. He just hasn't had enough game action. Bears are still a competent NFL football team. I'm going to take them here on a pull and pray and hope that I hit it. Bears plus 2.5 is the play.
Let's go to a really tough game to call, and I've kind of gone back and forth on this quite a bit in my mind. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're visiting the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills are -6. Man.
Oh my God, I love the Bills this week. I do, man. I do.
The Bucs just haven't been the team that we want them to be, and I think it's time to just realize that it's just this is not the Bucs from the start of the season. I know injuries play a big part of that, but I think there's something a little bit more. Bad loss against Detroit. They had everything that they needed to do to win that game against New England, really, and they just couldn't do it. That's a lot of points for a good Buccaneers team, man. That's a lot of points, but I don't think the Buffalo Bills can play that bad twice in a row, and they're at home. I just think you gotta go with the most recent trends here. Not the Bucs team that we want them to be, but what's the Bucs team that's played against good teams recently done? Nothing. And it's been bad. I think it's going to be an exciting game. I think it's a kind of a shame that this is a 10 o'clock game, to be honest with you. I just think the Buffalo Bills, they need this one. That's such a just garbage loss last week. Oh my gosh. Josh Allen played like shit. To be honest, I mean, we can say it. He was garbage last week. Horrible. You could have switched that stat line for Geno Smith, and we all would have thought it was true. And so I'll take him. I don't love this one, and I don't even think I'll put it on a teaser or anything like that. But I like the Buffalo Bills at home are good. You know what I mean? That's where they play best, and they're playing against a team that just hasn't been playing well recently.
I said it a couple weeks ago, and I'm going to continue to say it. The Buffalo Bills are not a Super Bowl caliber football team. They might beat other teams that are, but they also lose to teams that aren't. Period. End of statement. That's who they are. And if anyone thinks that this Buffalo Bills football team is better than the football team that they wore last year, you need to have your head examined. They are not. Losing to the Dolphins like that. Losing to the Falcons like that. Losing to the Patriots in your building. Come on, guys, stop. I do think they bounce back here. There's a couple teams that are just great coming off a loss. Kansas City, Buffalo, Detroit. They don't put together long losing streaks. This is the Highmark Stadium farewell tour. And just like Spencer alluded to, guys, listen, I'm not betting on the Tampa Bay Buccaneer team that I want to see. I'm betting on the Tampa Bay Buccaneer team that is. And right now, they're not very good. They're just not. Okay? So, like I mentioned earlier in the production, in order to beat the Bills, you have to run on them. I do not believe in Sean Tucker and Rachaad White to do that. Those guys aren't rushing for 100 yards on anyone. They're ancillary pieces to hold it down until they get Bucky Irving back. Which, is Bucky Irving ever going to play again? Why is Bucky Irving not been put on IR? That's another thing. Bucky
Been
Irving,
4 weeks, I think.
it's been like 9 weeks. Bucky Irving is like, forget it. I don't understand. What about Todd Bowles? What are you doing? Anyway, back to the Bills. They're going to run the ball at will. James Cook is going to have a monster day tomorrow. Monster day. And you're not going to see Josh Allen bumbling all over himself again. You just don't see it happen very often anymore. They're going to get it right in front of their fans. It's going to be cold. Might be inclement. This is a warm weather team heading north. All signs point to the Bills rolling them. I know Baker's a gamer, but they're missing all their pieces, man. They're not. I mean, he's playing with a B lineup versus Josh Allen's A lineup coming off a loss. To me, this is a resounding Bills W. 27-13 final. I like them minus the 6.5 a lot. A lot, man. I think they roll here. The problem with the Bills that I have is that they really don't have a go-to number one receiver. So when the chips are down, they're in big trouble. And that guy has been Dalton Kincaid, and he's out. I still think they can find a way to cover 6.5 minus Kincaid, but someone's going to have to step up and make some plays. Keon Coleman, Dawson Knox, someone else is going to have to step up besides James Cook and Josh Allen, because I'm telling you right now, there's a playoff team. They'll make it. But in the playoffs, if one of those two guys has a bad game, the Bills are going home. They're going home. They made no moves at the deadline. They have no one that he trusts with confidence. I mean, say what you want about Stephon Diggs, man, but, like, at least they had him. They knew he could go to him. Last year, they bring in Amari Cooper. It was an unmitigated disaster. I mean, they just have a bunch of guys. Josh Palmer's, Khalil Shakir's. They're just guys. They're nothing special. They're just guys. And so it could bite them when it matters most. But tomorrow, I think they roll. I like them a lot here.
All right, let's one more 10 o'clock game. It is the Cincinnati Bengals. They are going to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. Oh boy, I hate the Steelers, man. I hate them. I hate them as a Raiders fan, but as a bettor especially, man. These guys are just so this and that, and you don't know what you're gonna get out of them.
They're horrible.
Every time you expect them to, like, put it together,
they screw
they do.
You all
It's
the
like
time.
a colossal failure. I'm gonna take him this week minus 5.5. I know that's stupid, but I'm gonna continue this trend, and I think I'm gonna be right more than I'm wrong. Where you lose to a division opponent in a pretty bad way, and then you play them the second time. Samaje Perine is out in this game. As stupid as that sounds, I think it makes a difference because he's had some success against them. Travion Henderson is out in this game. That's huge. Shamar Stewart's out too. I mean, dude, if the Steelers can't win this game, they should just, like, forfeit the rest of the games in the season. They should just tell the teams that we'll take the loss, because there's no way that they shouldn't blow this team out in this game. They're way healthier. There's really, I mean, Alex Highsmith is out, I guess. So, I mean, fair enough to say that they're not, like, completely healthy. But if you go down their injury list, Darius Slay, their third string cornerback, is out. I mean, come on. These are going to be your two big excuses not to get a good win, you know, against a division opponent like this who beat you last time. Joe Flacco kind of embarrassed you. They couldn't cover an out route to save their lives in that game. This is the last time I'm putting a little bit of juice into the Steelers. If they let me down now, I don't think I'll ever bet for them ever again for the rest of the season. They have no excuses in this one.
I'm taking the Bengals plus 5.5. I like the Bengals here. I don't know why. I mean, division game. Okay. There's that. Bengals can score, man. They can score. And if you can score, you can stay in games. Even if it's on the back door, they can score. They can score. T. Higgins and Jamar Chase are uncoverable. I know I know the Pittsburgh Steelers are just a defensive-minded, known for that hard-nosed, terrible towel nonsense that they do there, but that stuff doesn't scare me at all. I think that the over is in play here. I like the over. I like the over in any Bengals game, honestly, because they got no defense. But if they make like one stop, they could win this game. It will only take like one stop, you know what I mean? Here's the thing. For as bad as the Steeler wide receiver room is, they just don't get DK Metcalf the ball. He is really touchdown dependent. How are they going to score? You see what I mean? Like, in order to beat the Bengals, you have to put points up. Who's putting the points up? They look horrible last week. I'm sorry. They did not look good. I'm going to take the Bengals with confidence here, actually. Joe Flacco or whoever is back there, man, they do enough with these pieces because these guys are stud players. Chase Brown should have a decent game. He's coming on. I don't know what it is, man. I just don't think the Steeler defense is being that good this year. You saw them wake up okay a couple weeks ago, but they've been bad for the most part of the year. They've been bad. You say no Highsmith. That matters. He's a decent player. Give me those points. I'm going to take them. Pull and pray. I don't believe in Cincinnati at all, but this is a division game, man. And Flacco has shown that literally, like, he is a arm rental for hire. I mean, when this guy retires, you should bronze his arm and put it in the Hall of Fame because he's thrown passes for pretty much every team in the NFL. He's like the Jaromir Jagr of quarterbacks. And they got weapons, man. They got weapons galore. They got tight ends that can play. They got wide receivers that can play. They got running back that can play. It's okay, their defense is buns, but let them get a special teams play or one stop. Don't be surprised when this game is closer than it is. Pittsburgh Steelers always screw me, so I'm staying away from them here. Bengals plus 5.5 is the play on my end.
Let's hop into the afternoon. It's the 49ers. They are playing the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah, we were on top of that Seattle game. It pretty much went exactly how we thought it would, where they got buried. I think Brock Purdy's going to play in this game.
Yep.
Marvin Harrison's out. I mean, we're going to talk about injury list. Obviously, the 49ers take the crown there, but I don't know, man. Beacham is questionable for them. Marvin Harrison's out. Wow. I'm not a big fan, I guess, ultimately, of the Cardinals. I mean, I know they had that nice little injection of energy for a little bit, but I think it only lasts so long. Jacoby Brissett is not even going to be there next year. They're already out on their quarterback. I think Kyler Murray's he's done for them. That was by choice. I think he's on IR now, but you can tell me whatever you want. I don't think it needs to be on IR. Personally, I mean, this guy was a healthy scratch. Now he's on IR. How does that make sense? I just think the 49ers are a well enough put together team. I think a field goal isn't that much. I mean, maybe Jacoby Brissett comes back and has a bounce back week, but am I betting on Jacoby Brissett to just lead the charge again like he has been? I don't think so. I mean, the 49ers could go to 7-4 with this win. That's pretty big. The Cardinals don't have anything to play for. They're 3-6. They're kind of already looking toward the end of the season now. I don't think it's just going to keep working out for them. And I think Brock Purdy's going to want to have a really big game. I think he needs it. I think he needs to see it. And on the offense side of the ball, at least they're somewhat healthy. They have George Kittle back. You know, it's like when you look at their injury list, it's a lot of defensive, and they just seem to have been figuring it out, I suppose. I'm sure Brandon Ayuk will come back maybe at some point. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see on that front. But
5 years from now,
he does have Juwan Jennings and Ricky Pearsall, so I think that's the only important thing their offense is essentially at full strength. As crazy as that is to say, there's no reason they shouldn't put up a bunch of points in this game. So I don't know. I like the 49ers.
I like them here too. The connection between Purdy and Kittle is enough for me to lay 3.5. It's really that simple. Not to mention they still have this guy named Christian McCaffrey. No MHJ. Double McBride, game's over. I mean, I'm not going to go into this one too much, man. We already know about the Cardinals and who they are. The luster, the wax on the car is starting to dull. Just getting Purdy back is going to do wonders for the Niner team. And now you're going to add Pearsall back. Jennings is getting healthier. Kittle is like his favorite target in the world. They should roll this team. Niners minus 3.5 is the play. I feel pretty confident about it as well.
Let's go to a line that makes no sense to me. Like really and truly, it's the Seahawks. They're going to Los Angeles to play the Rams. The Rams are minus 3.5. I think the Rams win the Super Bowl. I'll go out and say that. But we're talking about the regular season right now. And we're talking about a Seahawks team that is on a roll. And they're healthy. And Devontae Adams is kind of questionable in this game. Puka is like good for what seems to be 1/2 per week right now. Brittle. I mean, to put it lightly, he's going to put 130 yards and then he's going to get hurt for the rest of the game. He's been doing that every week.
He plays wide receiver like a linebacker. It's not sustainable.
I love the Seahawks in this one. They could win this game.
Me too.
And I'm getting the hook here. What have the Seahawks shown on the field that makes you think they're not going to be close in this game? They've kind of been dominating every week. Like for a while now. They've been damn good. Led by Sam Darnold. I mean, I know he's faltered, I guess, in their couple losses, but I don't think anyone's scared to play in Los Angeles, personally. Nothing scary about it. Probably be a lot of Seahawks fans there.
Oh.
I like I said, I like the Rams a lot, but Devontae Adams is like gonna limp out onto the field. Puka is good to get hurt at some point. I think that just points the needle more and more and more and more towards the Seahawks, in my opinion.
I think the Seahawks win the game. I do. I'm on the Seahawks now, man. After not being on them the first couple games of this season, I've watched them closely. They put the ether to bad teams. They put bad teams away early. And they can methodically work a team down, man, because they can run the football. They got a two-headed monster back there. They can run a football. And JSN, I'm never going to stop singing his praises. This guy's a top 7 wide receiver in the NFL. He probably will be until he doesn't play anymore. And what is really baffling to me is how good their special teams and defense has been. I mean, they're scooping and scoring, pick-sixing, sack, fumble, strip. I mean, however way you want to get that ball into their hands, they do it. And Sam Darnold's been great. Okay? You want to hear me say it? You want me to admit it? Sam Darnold's been great. There it is. It's on record. He has been great. I'm taking the 3.5. This line should be a lot closer. That oblique on Devontae Adams can go at any time. Puka plays wide receiver like a defensive tackle. Anything happens to either one of them, then what? Then they can double you.
Tutu Atwell's already on IR, too, for them.
I mean, I like Sean McVay, but, they could stop the run, man. Seattle, I think, could win this game outright. They're one of my favorite bets this week. I think Zach Charbonnet has a big day on the ground. That guy's a unit inside the 20. Hard to stop. Give me the Seahawks plus 3.5. I love the Rams a lot, too, man. I do. I think that they're running into the wrong team this week.
All right, let's go to the Kansas City Chiefs. They're playing the Denver Broncos at home. The Broncos are +4 in this game.
It went up.
At least that's what I'm seeing from my end here.
All right, we'll go with 4.
Wow. This is going to be a desperate Kansas City team for sure. I need this one. Otherwise, I go to 5-5. And then the Broncos kind of just box them out of the division officially here. I just feel like 4 is too much.
It is.
I've been betting on the Chiefs a lot this year. To my benefit most of the time than not, I guess. Like especially in the kind of the second half of this early season, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I like the Denver Broncos are at home, and I know they didn't play a great game against the Raiders. Obviously, I mean they kind of lucked out, if we're being completely honest. But it's kind of how AFC West games go, isn't it? And it just doesn't really matter who is bad, who is good in AFC West. These games end up being closer than not. And there's no reason the Denver Broncos couldn't win this, by the way. If we're being completely honest, it's not
1000%.
impossible. It's not an impossibility at the very least.
Not at all.
And the ball's been bouncing the Denver Broncos' way. I mean, the whole season. So I could see that easily happening. Interception from Patrick Mahomes here or there. I mean, it's kind of all they need. The Denver Broncos to just at least cover this game. I don't know really what's going to happen, but these two teams have played field goal games like perpetually for a while now, it feels like. So I'm going to take the Broncos. Not that I love it. Not that I'm going to put it on a teaser ticket or anything. I just really like having points at home in a division game.
So do I, man. I'm taking the Denver Broncos too. 4 is too much. Now, couple things in play here. Number one, if the Chiefs want to ever win this division, this is a must-win game. If the Chiefs want to go to the playoffs, this is a must-win game. Patrick Mahomes is 13-1 versus the Broncos lifetime. 13-1. Last time he lost to the Broncos, the only time he lost to the Broncos was at Mile High. He had the flu. Andy Reid coming off a bye is as good as the sun coming up every day. So there's a lot of things going Kansas City's way, which is why the odds makers have it at 4. Okay? Josh Simmons is back. You know what I mean? Like, the Chiefs got a nice bye week to get healthy. Okay. J.K. Dobbins is out for the Broncos. That is humongous. That guy is a chief killer. That guy has had a very good season. Now you're relying on R.J. Harvey to carry the mail as a rookie. He can, but he's still a rookie. You are out Patrick Surtain. Humongous. You can't minimize how big that is. Because Barron, their rookie, has been horrible. I mean, he might be PFF's worst cover corner in the league. Patrick Mahomes is going to eat here. He's going to eat. However, even with all that, and their Mike linebacker, their green dot linebacker's out as well. Oh my goodness, boy, the Denver Broncos, the Chiefs are catching the Broncos at the right time. Any kind of communication breakdown in that secondary, that backup Mike dot linebacker, and Mahomes is going to take advantage of that. But somehow, some way, I think the Broncos are going to find a way to cover this. And it wouldn't shock me to see them win the game. I, as a Chief fan, have finally reserved myself to the fact that this just might not be their year, man. And it all started when they just refused to give up a higher pick for Breece Hall. A serious contending team would have got Breece Hall on that team. It's just that simple. He wanted out. The Jets wanted to trade him. Give up the pick. Because Isaiah Pacheco is not good anymore. Kareem Hunt is old. And they just have no burst from the backfield. And they haven't for a while. You saw it in the Super Bowl. If you can't run the ball, you can't win, guys. Everyone's running the ball at Buffalo. And you couldn't run the ball at Buffalo. How they didn't get Breece Hall, to me, is an unmitigated disaster on the part of Brett Veach. I get they have no money. Borrow some money from the bank of Mahomes. Do what you have to do. Guys, do you want to win rings or not? You're playing from behind. You're not playing ahead. And so, even with all that being said, I think the Broncos cover the 4 points. That's just too much. And if they don't and the Chiefs look good, I'll be happy either way. So I'm willing to sacrifice the bet. But if I'm putting my own money down, even as a KC fan, at Mile High, Broncos getting points, I'm taking the Broncos here. I could see Harrison Butker kicking a game-winning field goal, and then you still lose the bet. Take the Broncos +4, and I'm taking them with confidence, honestly, man. The one place that the Chiefs really haven't played well in quite a while now is Mile High.
All right, let's make our way over to the Baltimore Ravens. They are playing the Cleveland Browns. Ravens are -7.5. I don't know, man. I'm going to take the Ravens. I know it's a division game, and I knew they blew them out, and all my conventional thinking has said, well, take the other side after that, but two teams in two totally different situations. Dylan Gabriel's been like just kind of pedestrian. I wouldn't go as far as to say bad. He's got a 7-2 touchdown in a ratio. Pretty high completion percentage, I suppose. It's just not enough. I mean, there's just not a lot going on in Cleveland right now offensively. Just kind of okay. I feel like they should be an ounce better, but they just aren't. And you're talking about a Ravens team that's on a roll. I mean, in every way, they're galvanized and they're playing how we thought they would. And they're healthy for the most part. I mean, they don't have any super signature injuries right now. And so their defense has been playing better. Their offense obviously is picking things up. They just destroyed what I would consider a rookie quarterback in J.J. McCarthy. They couldn't do that again against Dylan Gabriel. I don't think so. So I'm definitely putting this on a teaser, man. I think the Ravens I think they really got this one. I think they could still cover the 7.5 too.
They're going to. Dude, the Browns are garbage. You know what I mean? The Ravens realized that, like, they took everyone's best shot, and they're still hanging around.
Yeah, somehow.
They're gonna make the playoffs, guys. They're healthy. And their defense is playing better. Just imagine if the Ravens would have never lost that 40 spot in Buffalo. That game one just changed the trajectory of their season. And then Lamar got hurt. But he's back now. Browns have these wins at home, but I just don't see it here. I know it's a division game, but Lamar didn't even run last week, man. Get him running. Get Derrick Henry running better. They should win this game going away. I mean, I know Bateman's iffy, but they still got enough here. The defense is going to play really well. Defense, dude, Ravens defense played well last week versus a supposedly decent offense. But he's a rookie quarterback for all intents and purposes. And again, it's another rookie quarterback again this week. I know it's a division game, man, but the Ravens should murder the Browns, man. The Browns aren't good. They're not good. They couldn't beat the Jets. You know what I mean? Now you want them to beat the Ravens? Maybe, but I doubt it. I'm taking the Ravens minus 7.5. I think Lamar goes ape shit.
Let's go to the Sunday Night Football game. It's a good one. It's the Detroit Lions. They're going to Philadelphia to play the Eagles. Eagles are minus 2.5. I like the Eagles in this game. I know Dan Campbell took over play calling duties and looked really good against Washington, but they had everything going for them in that one. I mean, that was just kind of a layup of a game last week. And to their credit, they took it, but I just think that Dan Campbell calling plays against the Eagles after they've seen kind of what his play calling looks like, they've had like a week to look ahead here. And maybe Dan Campbell is just the best play caller of all time. I mean, and we'll have to see. It's not that I think he's clueless, obviously. They put up 44 points, but this ain't the Washington Commanders this year. You know, this is the Eagles. Jared Goff is a complete dud when he's under pressure. I think that's what they specialize in here. They're pretty healthy for the Eagles on the defensive front. And so I think that's kind of all you need to know in this one. I think the pressure is going to get to Jared Goff. This is like a bad matchup for them. This is like the team they don't want to face. It's like the worst scenario, I guess, in a sense for them. Because the Lions defense is just not very good, too.
It's not, man.
And so I'm going to take the Eagles with a pretty decent amount of confidence at home here.
Me too. Eagles are the type of team that could take the Lions down because they could slow down that offense. And their offense is pretty good, too, albeit it hasn't been good this year. But at any time, it could pop. At any time, A.J. Brown can go off. At any time, Saquon can go off. At any time, Devonta Smith can go off. At any time, Dallas Goedert can go off. At any time, Jalen Hurts can go. Guys, at any time, they can pop off. You're going to tell me in their building, Super Bowl champions, under the lights, they're not going to put up a good performance. There's been a lot of dissension in the run it back tour for them, for sure. But, like, Lions defense ain't good, man. I mean, they got Brian Branch and Aiden Hutchinson. That's it. You know, Kirby Joseph is always hurt, and the guy's a dirty player too, so no one's rooting for them. I mean, like, they're gonna find a real way to try to get JMO involved for sure, because there's speed there that can really go after the Eagle defense and secondary. But I just think they're gonna be too much. I mean, a tush push is too much inside the one. I mean, Hurts can run the ball. Hurts, let me tell you something. Jalen Hurts is quietly having an MVP season, but no one's talking about him because of JT. You know what I mean? He's in this mix. He's in the mix. They just haven't been flashy. They just have not been flashy about it. Last year it was the Saquon show. They don't have that this year. This year there's more of a grinded out, run it back team. But I think under the lights is going to be too much. They willed themselves to that win last week versus a decent Green Bay team at home. I mean, come on. Green Bay at home under the lights, they usually win. You know what I mean? Like, Eagles took them apart when they needed to. And I just don't trust Dan Campbell on the road anymore, man. He makes these boneheaded plays. They're going to need a couple trick plays. And this is also what I know, man. Anytime you get footsteps around Goff, he's a different player. And they can get home with 4. Okay? So forget Fangio blitzing. If they can get home with 4, that disrupts everything that the Lions are trying to do.
They should be arrested for giving David Montgomery the ball as much as he does, if we're being honest.
It's
They
an
should just trade
absolute
Jahmyr
crime.
Gibbs, man.
I say it every week, man. How Jahmyr Gibbs ended up on Detroit needs to be studied, because they should have taken Jalen Carter to help Aiden Hutchinson on the other side. Because if you draft this guy and then don't give him the ball, what's the point of having him? Jahmyr Gibbs, to me personally, is the best running back in the National Football League. But he only
prime Le'Veon Bell, man.
But he only plays half the game. Why? It's insane. And I get what Dan Campbell's trying to do. You want to keep the guy fresh. You don't want to burn the game. Dude, screw all that, bro. Give that boy the ball 100 times. He glides through defenses like a warm knife through butter. He is unguardable in space, man. He's an ankle breaker, and he can catch the ball. Why does he not see 75% of the touches? It will always be a mystery to me. Just doesn't make sense. You put Jahmyr Gibbs on Kansas City, bro. Give me a break. I mean, come on, dude. You're worrying about injuries? Look at Christian McCaffrey's 4,000 years old. He touches the ball 50 times a game. But they don't want to do it. That guy stands on the sideline way too much. I'm sorry, but that's why I'm not a coach. Back to the game. Eagles defense is going to get after Goff. They're going to harass Goff. They're going to force him into some errors, and it's going to be enough for the Eagles to win the game. Period. End of statement. Eagles money line, Eagles spread, Eagles tease, whatever you want to do. Jalen Carter, anytime sack. Jared Goff, anytime interception. Let's roll.
All right. Monday Night Football. I hate this one, man. It's the Raiders. They play the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are -3.5 here. My gut has been ironclad last few weeks. My gut feeling game of the week has hit for me, and they've been some weird ones. And this week, my gut feeling game of the week is the Raiders, and I hate that. Raiders suck.
Yeah, they do.
But they're like 4 plays away from 3 wins. And we'd have a completely different opinion about them. A missed 2-point conversion against the Jags. That's a win. A missed field goal against the Broncos potentially takes that game into overtime. And I know they've had some bad losses mixed into there. But we also saw Geno Smith have a 3-touchdown game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Dallas has the worst defense in the league by far. And the Raiders defense hasn't been playing bad recently, like at all. If you really look, and like I said, I know they've had complete collapses, like against the Chiefs and stuff. This is not a division opponent. I know the Dallas Cowboys are going to score points in this game. I just think that the Raiders can too. I think 49.5 is not nearly enough in this game. I love the over in this one, but somehow I think the Raiders are going to find a way to cover this game. I think they're going to put up 28. We've seen them put up points against bad defenses. I know they had a dud last week, but This is not the Denver Broncos defense, okay, at all. And they're not playing in Denver on this kind of neutral field. Tyler Lockett looked pretty damn good last week too, if we're being honest. Did just about what Jacoby Myers was doing. There's a lot of chemistry between the two. I like Tyler Lockett over like 50 yards, man. I think he probably gets some decent money for that. I think he's going to have a good game, as stupid as that sounds. The Raiders are bad, but somehow they like, if you really watch this from like a game-to-game basis, the Raiders have been close in a lot more games than you would think their record would tell you. They don't get blown out every week. They play in these stupidly close games. Block field goal against Chicago, missed extra point against the Jaguars, a block punt against the Broncos. You know, it's like, dude, they're close to 5 wins, like a few plays away from 5 wins. And who knows what our perception of them would be. I think Gentry's going to go nuclear in this game. He's going to go crazy.
He should.
So I don't know, man. I'm telling you, my gut feeling is, and I hate that it's with the Raiders, but my gut feeling is with the Raiders this week.
Raiders plus 3.5. All right. Book it for Spencer. I'm taking the Cowboys minus 3.5. I just think they're going to be able to score more than the Raiders. That's my rationale here. Both teams are buns. Both offenses are decent. Dallas is a little bit better. Both defenses are horrendous, man. The over is the play here, honestly, guys. But I just think that the secondary is so bad for Vegas. And Vegas is trying to lose, guys. It's a live tank. They're going to put up a good performance so you feel good about paying for your hot dog, your ticket, and your beer. You don't feel like you got cheated, but I don't think they're going to win the game. I don't. I think Dallas is a lot better than a lot of people think. I think Dak is better than a lot of people give him credit for. Dak gets a lot of flack for sure, and a lot of it is deserved, but he is still very talented. And those weapons are great, man. And Javonte Williams has had a resurgence. Fergie is good. Guys, they got good players, man. Problem is their defense. But they got ball hawks in the defense, right? And they got guys that like to jump routes and take chances. The quarterback to do that against is Geno. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? Would it surprise anybody to see a Trayvon Henderson? I mean, a Diggs pick six here, a Deron Bland pick six. You know what I mean? Like that's what those guys like to do. And Geno's buns. So he's the worst quarterback in the league by far. Him and Tua. It's not even close, and he's even worse under the lights. I'm taking Dallas here. I'm taking them with confidence, man. Raiders should not be even trying to win here. You know what I mean? It's an event. It's not a game. It's an event. We're going to an event at Allegiant Stadium, and we're going to have fun. That's what you tell yourself as a fan. And then just don't expect anything from them, because when you do, you're going to get let down. Would it shock me to see them win this game? No. But do I think they're going to win this game? No. I'm taking Dallas with a boatload of confidence here. That's a slate. Spencer and I liked a lot of the same stuff this week, so we're either going to be eating steak or eating spam. You got a ticket for me to close out the show?
Yeah, let's go for a nice teaser ticket here. I like the Los Angeles Chargers. You get +3 out of that one. I like the Houston Texans. You're at -0.5 point for that one. And I'm a little bit of a toss-up on a couple of these games, but I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. You'll get -1.5 against the Browns. I feel pretty confident about that.
Let them eat steak. Let them eat cake. On behalf of World of Matchups, my name is Dexter Reid. That is Spencer the Wiz. This is Week 11, guys. Enjoy the games. Remember, do not lose your livelihood over gambling on football. This is for fun on our end. Let it be for fun on your end. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.